Hey, what up everybody, it's Sinny, and this is Gems of War for PS4. And today we are going to be going over delves again. This is part 2. Last time in part 1, I mostly went over farming delves and how you want to farm in the Warrens. It has the best chance at having a treasure chest room with Cedric, so make sure you keep the Warrens to where you can access level 20 and farm it over and over again every single day to stack up chaos shards. The other thing we went over is once you beat these levels, you can't go back. So if I completed out level 40 here, I couldn't go back and farm level 20. So make sure you keep the Warrens like this. Don't go past level 40, and to play it safe, don't even go past level 30, you know. Just make sure you keep on completing out level 20, stacking up those chaos shards so we can buy troops and treasure, so we can go get our renown by upgrading our quality and our horde level, which I'm going to show in this video. So this video is mostly going to be about upgrading your horde quality and your horde level, since I didn't get to it in part 1. So yeah, the number one thing I said in the first video was once you beat a delve level, you cannot go back. So if we beat 40 here, we would not be able to have access to level 20. And that's even with events. If you go past level 20 in an event, if the Warren's event pops up, you do not want to go past 20 in that, because you want to keep farming level 20. Any other one, you can do whatever you want. You want to get as high up as you can in those. The only caveat being maybe pure faction. Make sure you do some of that along the way, which I'll go over that as well here a little bit later. So yeah, keep Warrens at level 20 to farm it. Stack up your chaos shards. That's the very first step. Just keep completing the Warrens 3 times a day at level 20 just to farm your shards and stack them up. Just do the rooms and treasure multiplier order, and rush to Cedric if there's a Cedric room. I don't think I emphasized this enough in the last video, but if there's a Cedric room, make sure you rush to it. Find it. You can look at all the rooms before you go through. You can see what rooms are up ahead, so you can see if there's a Cedric room up ahead and just rush to that, because once you beat the Cedric room, you're gonna get like 5 times the gold, at least 2 times. I think it's like 2.5 times, something like that. Anyway, you can get up to like 500 gold a battle extra. It's even more than that. It's money bags basically. So make sure you rush to Cedric. That's why we do the Warrens. They're Cedric rooms. So yeah, treasure multiplier order. Don't go past 20, because you want to be able to go back and farm it. So keep Warrens at level 20. And the teams we were using was Mountain Crusher, Mercy, Worldbreaker, Trickster. So that was the team. If you have the mythics, if you have all the cards, that's the team I would tell you to use. If you for some reason don't have Worldbreaker, I would say use Dawnbringer with a bunch of yellow troops. Just have them feed your Dawnbringer and just use Dawnbringer. If you don't have either one of those, a no mythic team would be Cedric, Egg Thief, Key, and Greed. So that uses Cedric, though. He's a legend. You get him from the vault. If you don't have Cedric or the Key, I have a team with no legends. I'm going to show a team that the highest level, or the highest ascended troop is an epic troop. So their base rarity is epic or under. There's no legends in this team. I'm going to show that when I farm the Warrens here in this video. I'll show you a team you can use where there's no legends, no mythics for you low level players, or so you can so if you don't have Cedric, or if you don't have Worldbreaker, you don't have Dawnbringer, you can still farm the Warrens every day and stack up your shards. Alright, so I made sure to stack up my shards and my gold for the last like 5 days since I put up the part 1, and I have 850 shards from farming the Warrens for like for 4 or 5 days. I can't, 3 or 4 or 5 days, something like that. So once you do that, so part 2, we're in part 2 now. We farmed our shards at the Warrens at level 20, followed treasure multiplier level, used the teams I told you, made sure not to progress past level 20, all that, rushed to the Cedric room. Now we have 850 chaos shards just from doing that. So what we're going to do is, we're going to open them. And we're hoping for treasure to 500 XP and 50%, a genie's lamp 250 XP 30%, a king's crown 100 XP 25%, a priest chalice 50 XP 20%, a gold ring 10% with 25 XP, and a coin purse 10 XP with 5%. So we really want to get some sacred treasures, genie lamps, king's crowns. That way we can upgrade our horde quality and level once we have those treasures, because that's what you use the treasure for. You get the chaos shards, so you can open these, so you can hopefully get treasure, so you can upgrade your horde quality level or your horde level for stats. So it's easier to complete out the delve, because you'll have higher stats. So let's go ahead and open all of these shards here, and see what we get. I don't know if I need... One thing, you need to check and see if you still need troops from the specific faction before you open in that faction. So I'm going to go ahead and check that here. Do I need the Warrens? Do I need any more of those troops, or are they all fully ascended? Let's check it out here. Yeah, I still need all of them. None of them are fully ascended, so I'm going to go ahead and open at the Warrens. Because there's 4 troops for each faction. You're also going to get faction troop cards when you open these. So if you already have all 4 cards ascended, you would go and open somewhere else. But since I don't have them all ascended to Mythic, I'm going to open here. So let's go. Let's open up 10 of them here. We got King's Crown. Let's see. We got Coin Purse, 3 Tricksters, 2 Gold Rings, a Bunnycorn, a Lapina Knight, Luna, and a King's Crown. So that's good. We need the King's Crown. That's a good treasure to progress our horde quality and our horde level. We got the legendary troop there. That's great. And a couple other treasures. And we need these other troops too, because we want to fully ascend these for when we do pure faction. We want them to be as strong as possible. So let's open up another 200 here. Alright, we got a sacred treasure. That's the best thing you can get pretty much. So it's 1 sacred treasure, 2 king's crowns, 3 bunnycorns, 1 priest chalice, 3 gold rings. Alright, and we could open in another place if we wanted to. Like, I think I also need Hall of Guardians. You could do it in any one. Whatever one you want to try to get pure faction for is the place where you want to open your chaos shards. So, troop menu, Hall of Guardians. Is it the Hall of Guardians? No, Hall of Guardians. Which last time I was saying that it's part of Whitehelm, and I was right, because if you go here and you look at the troop, it says Hall of Guardians / Whitehelm, so it's a faction of Whitehelm. So I have this one almost all the way leveled. I just need 1 more of the legendary troop, Silent Sentinel. So I still need to open these, so let's go ahead and open Hall of Guardians. So whatever one you want to progress besides the Warrens. The Warrens you want to keep at level 20 to farm. Whatever other faction you want to try to progress, go ahead and open your shards there. That way you get the cards, you ascend your troops fully, and you can start doing pure faction. So I'm going to go ahead and open 10 of these. Hopefully I get at least one of those legendary cards I need, plus some really good treasure. Alright, nope, we just got 3 priest chalice and some troops I don't need. Let's try again. Hopefully I can get that legendary I need. Did not. Let's keep it going. Ethereal Sentry. Priest chalice. Okay, so didn't get the card I needed, but we got some treasure. So now we can go increase our horde quality or level. let's go to the Warrens and do that. Now here's where you're going to have a choice. You can either upgrade the Warrens to make your farming faster. So when you do Horde level, you get stats every time it levels up. So this will make your farming faster. So it's up to you. If you would you rather make your farming faster, or would you rather start on another faction, get more stats in that faction so you can get Renown by progressing that faction. Because we're not progressing anything at the Warrens, we're just farming shards. So maybe you want to go to some other faction and upgrade it to start getting your Renown. Because that's the whole thing. The whole goal is to get Renown. So we're going to stack up shards and gold from farming the Warrens, and now we're going to upgrade our Horde quality and level. So I'm going to do it in the Warrens because I really want to make my farming go faster, but I recommend, you know, spreading it out a little bit, you know, getting your Renown. Because the way you get Renown is leveling up your treasure Horde level, which is what we're about to do. And then, you know, completing out the delves with no casualties, or just the best delve defeated, and also the best delve using the factions team. And that's the pure faction I'm talking about, where we want to get all the cards fully ascended so they're more powerful. We also want to get our Horde level up higher so they're more powerful. So any team we use in this faction has all these extra stats, plus 23 attack, plus 11 magic, all that. So it makes it easier the further, it's not easier, but it keeps, as the delve gets harder, as it gets harder and harder and harder, you want to keep increasing your stats so you can keep up with it. Alright, so let's upgrade our I'll show quality first. So we're going to upgrade our quality. What you need to do is get it to 100% chance. It says upgrade quality right below the purple bar there, to the right where it says add treasure, right above that it says upgrade quality 0% chance. So if we add a sacred treasure, now it says 50% chance, and we gained a bunch of levels. We gained like 4 levels because we got a bunch of experience too. So let's put it back in. So it's at 117, level 117 right now. If I put this sacred treasure in by hitting X, it gives me a 50% chance for an upgrade quality, and gave me 4 levels with that 500 experience that it gives. So now we'll put in a King's Crown. It gives me 25% more on top of that 50. So now we have a 75% chance, and we added 100 experience, so we gained another Horde level. So 122 now. That's more stats for this faction's delve. So now we have a 75% chance. So if I went to add treasure here, it's going to cost 48,000 gold, so you're going to need gold too. So make sure you have plenty of gold and shards when you go to upgrade. It costs a lot less when you're not as high level, so it won't cost you as much as it's going to cost me here. So don't freak out and think you're going to need, you know, hundreds of thousands of gold, because when you're down at like level, you know, 10 or 50 or you know, 75, it's going to cost less. And when you're upgrading your quality, you just want to get it to the highest percent chance as you can. So I'm going to add another one here. I can get another 20% chance. So now we have a 95% chance. If I hit add treasure right now and I spend 72,000 gold, it's going to use up these 3 treasures. It's going to give me a 95% chance for a quality upgrade, which I can't show you because I already have 10 out of 10, but it would still work the same. If I had 9 out of 10, I would have a 95% chance to upgrade to level 10 quality. Now we can make it 100 by putting in a coin purse. So now it's a 100% chance, and you just have to do this. You can only use 5 cards. So if I take all these away, we can just do Sacred Treasure, Priest Chalice, and 2 coin purses. So that's 5 cards. You see how there's a 1, 2, 2. So I did 1 Sacred Treasure, 2 Priest Chalice, 2 coin purses. That gives me a 100% chance for a quality upgrade. So that's what you really want to do. You want to try to get it to as close to 100% as you can without going over, using 5 cards or less of these treasure cards. and you get these from your chaos shards opening at the little portal thing. You use your chaos shards to get these treasure cards. Alright, so we would have a 100% chance to upgrade our quality. Quality here gives you more gold, souls, glory, and ingots. So if I go down to 9, when I got to 10 I gained a delve chest level. So if I go all the way down to 1, our first quality upgrade will give us 2 times souls for everything in this delve. It increases your horde's quality, gives a boost to all rewards earned from a delve's chest. And I forgot to see what time I started this, so I'm going to try to end it out at a reasonable time this time, because I got behind last time and almost hit my 1 hour mark, so I'm going to make sure I don't go over this time. Okay, so now if we went to 3, we would gain times 2 gold. 4, we gain +1 delve chest level. That means when we beat the boss, we get to add a delve chest level for higher quality resources and treasure at the end. +5 will give us times 2 glory. 6 will give us times 3 gold. 7, another +2, another plus in the delve chest level. So now we have +2 delve chest level when we beat the boss. 8 is 2 times ingots. 9 is 4 times gold. And 10 is +3 delve chest level for when you beat the boss. So your goal is to get this to 10 at the Warrens, so every time you beat the Warrens, you get +3 delve chest level, whatever your delve chest level is as you go through the Warrens, and you get those % chances to get upgrades. Let's say you fight the boss and you're at +4 chest level. Well, now you'll be at +7 once you beat it, because you have a +3 delve chest level from having your horde quality at 10. So you really want to get your horde qualities all to 10. That's the first thing you should concentrate on. Going through all your delves. Maybe start at the Warrens. That way your farming is worth more each time you do it. Start at Warrens, get your quality level to 10 at the Warrens, and then go to every other faction and get that horde quality level to 10 also. For when you start to try to progress that faction, or there's an event, you get better rewards when you complete one. Alright, we're also going to increase our level. That gives us more stats. So we were at 117, we're going to get plus armor, another attack, another life, another armor, and another magic. And another life. The higher you go, the more stats you get. So you also get horde level as you do horde quality. Eventually you're going to be at horde quality 10, and then you're just going to be upgrading your horde level, which is going to still give you stats though. So let's go ahead and add this and see our level go up. So it's going to cost 120 gold. It's going to use all these cards, and let's do it. Alright, so now I just went from horde level 117 to horde level 122. So I gained all those stats. Everything you see going down is what I gained. I gained an armor, I gained an attack, I gained another life, I gained another armor, and I gained another magic. So now I have any troop I use in this delve while I'm farming the Warrens is going to have an extra plus 11 magic, an extra plus 22 attack, plus 44 life, and plus 44 armor. Any troop I use in this delve will have all those extra stats now. That's why you do this. Plus, as it gets harder and harder as you're progressing the other delves, which we will get to eventually, it'll be easier to do the higher levels when you have the higher stats. And then pure faction. Pure faction's really hard. If you don't do it as you go, here and there on the way up, as the delve gets harder and harder and the level gets higher and higher, pure faction's hard because you're using a team that you're not choosing to use. It's just you have to use certain troops, so it's going to be harder to beat these delves with pure faction because you're using 4 troops. You're being forced to use these 4 troops and only these 4 troops, and so you want your stats really high. That way it's easier to complete them. So yeah, that's how you upgrade your horde level and your horde quality. So let's do another one just to show another example. Maybe I'll go to a different I don't think it really matters where we're at. My quality's 10 there. Let's see if I have any that are not 10. I don't think I do. They're all 10. Because every time I do an event, or I want to try to progress a delve to get Renown, I want to get the most treasure possible, so that's the very first thing I did. Besides farming the Warrens and keeping it at 20 and all that, the second thing you want to do is upgrade your Horde quality to level 10. On all of them, all the factions. Start with the Warrens, that way your farming is worth more, and then start doing all of them. Start knocking them all out. That's your second step. First step, farm the Warrens. Second step, upgrade your Horde quality to 10 on every faction. So I'll show it again how you do this, how you upgrade your Horde quality to the next level. You open your portals here, get your treasure and your cards, use your treasure in this Horde right here, and then you want to get as close to 100% chance as you can get with the treasure you have. So King's Crown is going to give me 25, Priest Chalice is going to give me 20, so that's a total of 45. Gold Ring will give me 10, that's 55. And let's go back to King's Crown, so that's another 25, so that's 80. And now another Priest Chalice, I got a 100% chance. And you don't have to have a 100% chance to try for a quality upgrade. You can have a 50% chance and it could still work. I just recommend you get it the percentage as high as you can. So I would say 75% chance and up is like the only time you should try it. But it doesn't hurt if you only have a little bit of treasure to try at 50% or whatever, and it still might not even upgrade your quality even if you have a 95% chance. I've had that happen to me before. But here again we have a 100% chance. It's going to cost 125,000 gold. I'm going to go from I'm going to add some more levels. So I'm going from let's see here. I guess 122 to 124 by doing this. So I'm going to get more stats. So let's do it again. So we would have upgraded our quality again there. So that's 2 quality upgrades. And we've added a bunch of levels. We went from 117 to 124 so far. So just there I added some armor, some life. So our troops, any troop we use in the Warrens from now on is going to have extra life and armor, just from doing that. Alright, let's do it again, just to over-explain it, just so you all know. You want to get your Horde quality to level 10 as soon as possible. That way you get more treasure for farming the Warrens, for every other faction. Do them all to quality 10, it's super important, you gotta do it. So we got 25% upgrade quality, above where it says add treasure. Now we have a 45% chance, we added Priest Chalice. Now we have a 65% chance, we added another Priest Chalice. You can do this up to 5 times, 5 cards, 5 treasures. 85% chance, ran out of Priest Chalice. Gold Ring, now I have a 95% chance, so if I actually needed a quality upgrade, there would be a 5% chance I wouldn't get it, but most likely I would still get it. So let's go ahead and add it. I'm going to also get to level 127 here. Bam, I just gained some stats. And if I had needed Horde quality level, it would have went up again, probably. 95% chance. So there we gained probably another armor. Alright, let's do it again. We have gold rings. I have 31 gold rings and 2 coin purses. So I'm just going to add 5 of these gold rings here. I wouldn't get a quality upgrade most likely if I needed one. I have a 50% chance though. So at this point, if I was you and you were doing a quality, you're still trying to get to quality 10, maybe hold off and just save your treasure. That way, you know, you can get some more sacred, some more genies, some more kings, and try to get it to as close to 100% chance as you can. So I don't have that problem right now. I'm just trying to upgrade my level, my Horde level, so I don't have to worry about the Horde quality % chance. But if I was you and you needed to upgrade your quality, I wouldn't do it right now. I wouldn't add treasure. I would wait till I had better treasure and a better % chance to upgrade. But I'm going to go ahead and do it just so I have more stats in the Warrens. So now I'm pretty much out of gold. I used a bunch of my treasure. And that's all from Chaos Shards. I got all that treasure from all the Chaos Shards that we farmed up in the Warrens. So this gives you plus stats to any team you use in this delve now. So let's go ahead and do one here. And here's the team I was going to suggest for people who don't have Legends, they don't have Cedric, they don't have Dawnbringer, they don't have Worldbreaker. This has no Legendaries, no Mythics, this team. What it is Death's Grasp. I'm using Thief because you can level up your hero level in Delves like really quickly. You get +2 experience. But if you want to use Titan, that's fine. It does 33 damage to all enemies. I'm just trying to hit every enemy with an AoE attack, an area effect. I want to hit every enemy with high damage. Death's Grasp, I'm pretty sure you get from just leveling up your purple. So every time you gain a level, you just put it into purple and eventually you'll get Death's Grasp. If you don't have Death's Grasp for whatever reason, just find any weapon that does damage to every troop. Find your best weapon that does the most damage to every single troop. So if you don't have it, no big deal, but if you do, use Death's Grasp. The next troop is Pygra. It's an epic troop, so it's not legendary, it's not mythic. It creates 5 red gems, then explodes 15 red gems, then there's a 20% chance to summon a Pygra. Fully traded, preferably, but if you don't, it's not that big of a deal. But it will summon a firestorm when an enemy dies, so more red gems. So it should be easy for you to get. You should have it because it's not legendary, it's not mythic. Merilith here. Deal 6 true damage to all enemies, destroy 35 random gems, gain 6 attack. She gains bonus red mana from red gem matches, so yeah, fully traded if you can, but if you can't, try to at least get Fire Link. So she's going to be doing 6 true damage to every troop on the other team, plus your Death's Grasp going to be doing damage to every troop on the other team, so hopefully with the combination of the two, Merilith and Death's Grasp, your weapon, you can kill the other team in like 2 or 3 casts, maybe 1. Her 6 true damage isn't gonna like really kill anybody, but it might clean up the other team. Plus she destroys 35 random gems and gains 6 attack. So the gems she destroys will give your mana back to your Death's Grasp. Then we have Taipan, another not legendary, not mythic. I think he's epic maybe. He's going to transform all brown gems to red and poison a random enemy. So he's going to give us red mana, and he starts with full mana. If you have him fully traded, which I definitely recommend, he starts empowered. So if you have alignment, you can transform brown into red to get your Merilith and Pygra up. So you can start exploding gems and start killing the other team with your Death's Grasp. So let's go ahead and do this. I'll show this team for you, anybody that needed a team with no legendaries or mythics, and they don't have Dawnbringer or anything. So we don't have alignment, we don't have any brown we can turn to red and get an extra turn. So we will not be going for that. What else we got here though? Let's try to do this quickly. We need... We could use some purple, but I guess red's fine. Yellow, extra turn, there we go, already killing the other team. We're farming the Warrens here. Let's do Death's Grasp, boom, the other team's dead. And this weapon is an epic weapon, it's not even a legendary or a mythic. No legendaries, no mythics. This team will get you through, will help you farm the Warrens to get started in your delves. Alright, let's do another one. We're doing it by treasure multiplier here. So they're both 115. Treasure multiplier 1.15. 1.15. So we'll do the lower, the 2 instead of the 3. You're going to get less treasure for this room. So we're going to do it first because it's the same multiplier. That way we have more of a multiplier when we go into the 3 room, which should have better treasure. Hopefully. Okay, so we do have alignment here with Taipan. We're going to turn this brown into red, and we're going to have an extra turn right here. So let's do it. See, he's full. He starts out with full mana. So now he's given our team full mana too by changing brown into red. It's getting our Pygra and our Merilith up. So now we can cast Pygra and try to get our Death's Grasp up, or we can cast Merilith and start doing damage and exploding. So Merilith exploded a bunch of gems, did some damage, and now Death's Grasp is up. So let's cast that. The other team's dead. So this team with no legendaries, no mythics, works pretty good, works pretty fast. So anybody can farm the Warrens. Get you a load of Chaos Shards, start opening them, opening the portals, start getting treasure, start stacking up treasure until you have enough to get 100% to upgrade your quality. Just make sure you have enough gold to do it. And that way we're starting to get all of our qualities to level 10. This one's 1.5, so we're going to do it first. And the reason you want to have all your qualities to 10 is that way when you're farming the Warrens, you get better treasure out of the whole thing. So it makes your farming go quicker. You get more Chaos Shards, your chest level's higher, and all that. Plus it'll be upgrading our Horde level. There's an extra turn there, might as well take it. We do have alignment with Taipan right here. All this. We're going to turn that all to red. But we have a yellow up here, might as well do that first. Alright, let's do Taipan now. Go ahead and do Merilith, because she's going to explode gems. It might give us our Death's Grasp. It definitely will. Now we'll do Death's Grasp. Go back to Merilith. And that's it. Very fast. Almost as fast as the legendary mythic teams. And the higher you get your Horde quality and the higher you get your Horde level, the faster this will go because you'll have more stats on all these troops. 1.25, 1.2, 1.15. Is there a Cedric in here? No, so we don't need to rush Cedric, so we're going to do 1.25. 25% for a chest upgrade chance. The other thing I want to talk about in this video is pure faction. It's another thing you need to think about when opening these chests. When opening the portals with your Chaos Shards, you're going to be getting troops as well for whatever faction. So you want to get enough cards so you can fully ascend all those troops. And those cards that you get are going to be the troops you're going to use in these delves to get the pure faction Renown. Excuse me, voice is going. And that'll give you more Renown. The higher, every time you complete out a delve with pure faction, you get more. You get some Renown, and that's the ultimate goal with delves, is to get Renown. Renown will give you stats that you can use outside of delves, and it'll give you pets, and it'll give you ingots every day. I've got like 4 coming every day right now. That one's done. Bam. Another thing to talk about is events. If an event comes up for the Warrens, you don't want to go and do that event. You want to keep it at level 20. You can do it, but you make sure you lose to the boss. That way you don't go past 20, because you want to keep your Warrens. You want to keep it to farm. 1.2, 1.15, 1.15. Let's do 1.2. Another thing, you don't have to complete every single room if you're not farming. If you're just advancing your other delves, you can rush straight to the boss if you want. You'll get less treasure, but if you're dying, if you get transformed, if your team gets jumbled up, maybe you want to hurry to the boss room and just get that one over with. You won't get as high as a chest level, you won't get as much treasure, but you'll get the Renown for completing it out. So sometimes you do want to rush the boss. If you're in a really high level delve and you're just trying to get it done, sometimes you can just rush the boss. So you don't have to do every single room every single time, but since I'm mostly talking about farming and upgrading your quality right now, we are doing every single room to get as much treasure as we can. Treasure. I need to practice that word or something, dang. Alright, we got Merilith, let's do it. Might as well take that extra turn though. Now we got Death's Grasp, might as well do that. And it's done. Like I said, if you don't have Death's Grasp, just use any weapon that does damage to every troop on the other team. Whatever one does the most for you. This would just work because it's purple. I needed purple. Yeah, the ultimate goal is Renown. So you're gonna gain stats for outside of the delves by getting more and more Renown. You get Renown by increasing your Horde level, by just completing increasingly harder levels of delves. Every time you complete one, you get Renown. The highest pure faction that you completed will give you Renown in each faction, and the highest level that you completed without dying will give you Renown. So I'll show that after this fight. I'll show all the ways to get Renown and what you can get for getting Renown, but that's the ultimate goal. So to reiterate here, let's go ahead and do Taipan. Let's do purple here. First step, keep the Warrens at level 20. Farm the Warrens with one of the teams I suggested. Make sure you don't ever take it past level 20. You want to use it to farm Chaos Shards. Stack up a bunch of Chaos Shards. Use those to open portals. The portals will give you treasure and troops for that faction, whatever one you're opening in. You want to get treasure to upgrade your Horde quality. Upgrading your Horde quality will give you better treasure, more Chaos Shards, more gold, more souls, more ingots, more everything. So your main goal is to get all your factions to Horde quality 10, starting with the Warrens first. You upgrade your Horde quality level by using treasure that you get from your Chaos Shards. You want to get the treasure, you want to use 5 or less treasure cards to get to as close to 100% chance as you can of an upgrade. Once you get it to level 10, you're set. You're going to keep farming the Warrens, you're going to get more shards than ever, more treasure than ever, because you're going to be at Horde quality 10. Also, while getting to Horde quality 10, you're going to be upgrading your Horde level, which you can keep doing after you get to Horde quality 10. The Horde level will give you more stats for anything you do in that delve. And you're going to be needing to do a lot of stuff in each delve, each faction. You're going to have to complete them with your pure faction team. You're going to have to complete without dying. You're going to have to go higher and higher in levels. All that, plus just upgrading your Horde level gives you more Renown on its own as well. Upgraded to chest level 4, alright. So we're just farming here at the Warrens, so we can get those Chaos Shards, so we increase that Horde quality with those treasures we get. So we get more treasure when we farm by having Horde quality 10. So then our farming is optimized by having Horde quality 10, more and more stats, so it's faster. And then we're getting tons of shards, we're getting tons of treasure, we're getting tons of troops we're opening them in other factions, and then we're going through those factions, we're beating those, and we're not worrying about keeping it at level 20. We're going as high as we can. Remembering to do pure faction every once in a while, because that gives you Renown. And it's harder to do pure faction than it is to just do a team, you made up using the faction's colors. Like the Warrens, it's restricted to green and yellow, as you can see. Every other faction has a different 2 colors it's restricted to. But you can find a pretty good team just using those colors if you have access to all the troops. But if you have to use pure faction, it's just the 4 cards you get from opening portals in that faction. You can use 4 of the legendary if you want. You can use 4 of the epic. You can use 4 of the same card, but you got to use only pure faction troops. We got Pygra. Do we have Taipan? Yes, we do. That'll get us more red for exploding Pygra, which we don't even need. Let's go ahead and do Merilith. Now Death's Grasp. And we're done. But yeah, in the beginning, the goal is to get Chaos Shards. So you want to have the Warrens at 20, keep farming it, get the quality of the chest up as high as you can so it's worth more when you farm it. Get the stats up as high as you can so it's faster when you farm it. And then once you got all that taken care of and you're farming it every day, use those shards to advance the other factions. Get higher in those factions. Go higher in the level on those. Complete those out. Do it without dying. Do it with pure faction. That way you get more renown. Renown gives you stats that you can use outside of delves. It gives you pets. It gives you ingots per day. I don't know if we had Taipan there, but that looked juicy, so I had to take it. Let's do Pygra. Pygra's just basically adds a bunch of red, then explodes it. It's just for mana. Purple and yellow. Now we got Death's Grasp. Some of these troops have Submerged, but I don't really worry about it, because it's only every once in a while, and it's not that big of a deal. Well, we don't really have anything. Let's do Pygra. We got Taipan. Might as well take that. We got Merilith. Alright. Extra turn, probably don't need it, but it killed one of their troops. Let's try Merilith. I don't think it's gonna work. It did work a little bit. Death's Grasp, let's go ahead and hit it. Up, it dodged. Be funny if I lost. Nope. It's because my stats are so high from my Horde level. Your stats might not be as high, but you can still do it. You can still, look at that. Level 10. Highest you can get. Claim rewards. 74 shards, 20,000 gold, 12 legendary ingots. So that's what you're going to get each time, 3 times a day, farming the Warrens. Something like that. Alright, one more time. Let's go over this. So, keep the Warrens at 20. Farm it. Get shards. Use shards to open portals, which will give you cards for each faction, which you need to do pure faction. Give you treasures. They give you a % chance for quality upgrade. More cards. Another card. Okay, so these are the ways you get renown. This is like the end goal here, renown. Best delve defeated. So that's just progressing in the delve. You beat level 20, then you beat level 30, then you beat level 40, then you beat level 50, so on and so forth. The enemy gets harder every time. But we're getting stats from upgrading our Horde level, and we're farming the Warrens, so we should be fine. Best delve with no casualties. This isn't a very good example because it's the Warrens. Let's go somewhere else so I can show one that I actually have good renown in. Oops. I want to collect my tribute. Make sure you do that, by the way. Make sure you collect your tribute and all that whenever it comes up, because it comes up every hour, and if you don't collect it, it just stays there and you don't get the next one. Alright, let's go to All-Seeing Eye. I think this is my best one. 1,250 renown. So I have the best delve defeated. I defeated level 220 with just a random team, and that's given me 440 points towards my renown of 1,250. My best delve with no casualties is also 220, so that means I didn't die at all. You can't die and resummon. You can't do any of that tricky business. You gotta just get through it without dying. So I did that too, so that's another 220 points, another 220 renown. The best delve using the factions team. So back at level 120, I did pure faction, and I got 120 points for doing that. Pure faction would be using the All-Seeing Eyes troops. Right here. So I used some combination of these 4 troops, which I have fully ascended and all kinds of stats on. So I can't remember which, I think I just used one of each and it worked. So this, just use one of each, and I'll probably have to do another video on pure faction and events, but you know, I don't want to make this like 5 parts, you know. I'm trying to cut it to 2 or 3, so I'm trying to explain as much as I can in this video. But yeah, that's how you do a pure faction, and it kept giving me stats by adding treasure, and it costs gold and all that. That gives me more stats, that gives you more points, 470 points. Once I get to Horde level 100, I think that's the cap or something, I don't know. I don't think so, but it could be. I want to check out my level here. Oh, it's only level... I wonder... I'm gonna go back to Warren's, because I know I'm higher in that one. Let's see if it caps out. Oh, come on. Yeah, so I have 500 points from being at Treasure Horde level 128. So I guess it does cap out at 100. So once you get your Horde level to 100, that's all you need. So get your Horde level to 100, get your quality to 10, and you're good. And then you don't have to add treasure anymore, unless you want stats, which will make doing pure faction and going higher and higher and higher and higher in the levels, you know, easier. So the only reason I'm doing it right now is to get more stats to make farming easier, so I should probably move on to a different faction to make it more worthwhile. So my total renown for all the factions is 5,565. That's giving me 170 gold a day, 4 random ingots per day, plus 1 health to any team I use anywhere. And once I get to 5,750, I'm gonna get 10 more gold. You get faction rewards. The more renown you get more ingots. Eventually you get a pet. So the higher you go in the faction, the more ingots you get, and then eventually a pet. For total renown, which is all of them combined, you get more gold a day. You get random ingots per day. Plus 1 armor. That's for everything, not just delves. More ingots, more gold, all that. So that's basically what delves is. I'm probably gonna have to go over pure faction and events in like really high levels, but that'll get you started, like a really good jump on it. So once again, I gotta reiterate, because that's just how I am. First step, farm the Warrens. Use one of the teams I said, either Mountain Crusher, Mercy, Worldbreaker, Trickster, or a Dawnbringer team with a bunch of yellow so it does more damage. Or you can use a key team, which is my gold farming team on my other video. Check out my other video, my gold farming videos. Those teams are on there. You can use that in the Warrens. That has no mythics, but it does have Cedric, which is a legendary. If you don't have any legendaries or mythics, you can use the team I showed and that when we did the Warrens just a second ago. Death's Grasp, Pygra, Marilith, what was the last troop? I don't even remember. Taipan. So use that. That requires no legendaries or mythics. Then you're going to want to get your quality, which you get by getting 100% by adding treasure that you get from chaos shards that you use in the portals. Get all your qualities to 10 on every faction. That's your second step. First step, farm Warrens. Second step, get quality to 10 on every faction. Third step's going to be getting renown, so pure faction, events, going higher and higher and higher in delves. But for now, just concentrate on those 2 things. Stack up your shards, get all your qualities to level 10, start collecting troops for your pure faction, and that's a really good start for delves. You get to do it 3 times a day. Do it 3 times a day in the Warrens. If you don't have the Warrens, you already progressed it too far. Pick a different faction. It's the same principles apply. It just won't be as profitable for you. So farm the Warrens every day, 3 times a day, with one of the teams I said. Get all your qualities to 10 in every faction, doing the Warrens first. Okay? And Then you'll get more treasure. Then you'll have more shards. Then you can get your horde level up. Then you can go further in all these other delves that you're going to progress and get renown with. So that's basically it for today. I will probably have to do at least part 3, do pure faction, high level delves, and renown and events and all that in the last video. But that should get you started, so I hope that helps you guys. I know it's confusing, but this will get you started stacking up shards and getting your horde quality level to 10. So thanks everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.